Good morning. It is Kulipup Noah Haha Stasasotes here, or of course, call me Kulipapa or Clip or whatever. You can tell it's one of my early morning words of wisdom and lectures you can say today, because, yeah. Anyway, so I'm still just kind of waking up here, and we're going to be doing some yoga really soon and everything like that. But I just wanted to talk to everybody about your will. And one of the reasons why I wanted to talk to you about your will is because you don't really know how powerful you are until you exercise your will and understand what is within your will and how your will creates your world along with your thoughts and the manifestations that go through. So why is your will so important, and why do so many individuals don't even know that you're using it, or how does it actually feel? Because a lot of the times when we go through this awakening process or this awakening journey, you have to have some willpower about you. And when we hear the phrases like, set your intention, follow through, your will is your word, your will is your power, these kinds of things. A lot of people are just like, yeah, but then they're also like, how? And so hopefully I can shed a little light on this. And I'm going to try my very, very best not to be too long with this one. Because in all honesty, I may have a very, very, a nice vinyasa yoga session. That's the way I feel right now. So, sorry, I've got cat hair on my face. So your will, what is it and how does it feel? And how does it impact you or affect you? Well, your will is your truth, and your will is what is within your heart, and your will is what you know to be truthful, what you know is there and happening, what you know is in creation. And it is a very powerful thing. So, for example, when you are a single, I'm going to use a woman's perspective just because I am a woman, but I'm sure you can relate. When you see a lady who doesn't have children, right? Who doesn't have children. Not to say that ladies without children don't go through these moments. I'm just saying, I'm giving you an example, painting the picture here. So you have a lady without children, or for example myself, before I had children, right? I was pretty, easygoing. Kids weren't really my big thing. I wasn't all whoa, or anything like that. So my thoughts would kind of go here or there, like many others. I would be indecisive. I wouldn't make up my mind. I wouldn't kind of do things that were the best for me. I'd kind of just be like, all right, well, whatever. I didn't have a lot of willpower, you could put it that way. As soon as I had children, that switched, because of the feelings inside me. My maternal instincts totally, kicked in. So my behavior changed due to my will, wanting to protect my children, wanting to make sure that they are safe, that they are healthy. If anybody wanted to try to harm my child, and it goes on to other people's children as well, if you see a child being harmed, you have this will inside you that will not happen in my presence, alright? And I want you to think, that will not happen in my presence. I do not consent to it. And when you have a strong willpower, it means you're not moving within that state of mind and that belief, alright? So I'm giving you the example of a mother with their child, but it is also with, it could be a man with their child too, of course, because fathers love their children just as much as mothers love their children. So let's. I'm just a lady, so I'm giving it from my perspective. But it's also like if you see a person who has very, very a strong morality behind them, or a strong viewpoint of thinking, and they're unwavering within that. Those people who are like, I will stand for something because I'm not going to fall for anything, right, kind of thing. So strong willpower. Now, how does this feel? Well, when your will is being put into effect, you will feel a churning in your solar plexus. That's when you know your will is activating and kind of going through. You also will feel the difference in frequency in your mind, right? When you incite your will and you truly believe that whatever you are saying is going to come to pass, whatever you are feeling is solid, that feeling will not change. That is your will, all right? Whenever you feel that, you feel clarity in your mind. There is a form of clarity that comes to it when you incite your will. You feel the generation in your, well, where my cat's backside is, in your solar plexus. And there's a bit of clarity in your mind. Now, if you are inciting your will with your heart involved too, you will also feel a tingling in your heart area as well. However, if you are inciting your will and you're not using your heart and you're physically just using your mind, you'll feel it more in your mind and in your solar plexus. I do, of course, always recommend that you are using your heart when inciting your will. That will ensure that only good things come back to you, if you get what I mean, because your heart's nothing but love. So if you're using your will in love, good things come back to you. But literally, if you find, though, that when you are setting an intention, making goals, and they don't come to pass, you may need to work on your will, all right? How you actually physically work on this when it comes to feeling the tinglings in your solar plexus, the clarity of your mind, and so forth when you incite it, you need to be focused. And of course, I'm going to say you need to do some meditation. All right? You need to find the core of your being, your truth, right? Because when you are inciting your will, and especially inciting it within truth of yourself, it is very, very strong and it's very, very powerful. So you need to find your truth, all right? You need to be clear within your heart, because when you incite it to have a strong willpower, you must be unbreakable, you must be unbendable within this. For example, I have a very strong will. My will is law and it is infinite, right? So if I were to say, when you look into my eyes, you will feel me. You will feel me. Now within that, you could have felt me just now if you looked into my eyes. You could have either felt me through the vibrations in my words, my voice. Perhaps the way my tone is, it captivates you in a way. So you felt me that way. Perhaps you just got some shivers going through your body. Perhaps you got some tinglings in your chest, right? But either way, when saying that, you feel me. That's just a little bit of my will there going through. If I were to say, if I'm making a spell, or if I'm trying to incite my will onto anything within my world, for example, I could say, I will see a red ball when I look outside my window. Now, like I mentioned, as long as I'm speaking in truth, then when I look out my window, I'm going to see a red ball at some point. Oh, I've tested this. This happens. But it's about, did I believe it? I will it to be so. And my belief in what is going to be outside when I look at it is so very strong. My solar plexus starts to churn, my heart's churning, my mind is clear, and there will be a red ball outside. Right? That is the power of your will. Now, think about that if you understood this. Think of what you could will into existence, how you can control and manipulate your energy in your life based on your will and how strong it is, right? So, for example, if you are having a hard time with people around you, and you feel disrespected, or you feel just, used and abused, now what if you were to get up and say, I will not be abused? Flat out, I will not be abused. I will not be spoken to like this. I will not take that. Exercise your will within that time, within that moment. And guess what? It happens. People won't speak to you in a certain way anymore. They won't hold the same air within their energy that they once did before. It is literally about the will that you have inside you. Right? And if this is something that you're not resonating with or you cannot understand, you need to meditate. Because at the end of the day, your will is law within your own world. If your mind is cloudy with negative thoughts, negative practices, then you are willing this negativity within your world, manifesting it in that sense, because it is law. So, the more you feel, the more you activate. The more you activate, the faster it will come to you. So, if you're getting things coming to you really fast, make sure that they're good things. Incite your will, hone your will, focus on it. And you'll know that your will is not strong if you don't feel that energy generating, right? So focus, meditate as much as you need to, as far as you can, go within it to literally strengthen that will and make it such a power to behold, right? That you know no harm is coming to you, that you know only the best is coming to you, that you know you will live for as long as you choose to live, because you have the will to do so. Right? Anyway, I'm going to start some yoga and maybe take a nap.